Please stop harassing me. I am not involved in any competition or any game here. I will never prostitute myself here. Never. Because my brain was fried on LSD in 1998. I knew not to go to jail. By simply obey. Simply obey. So what if I'm poor? It's not worth risking my liberty. If they force me to become a prostitute, that will only happen when I'm across the border in Mexico, where there is a permit to do that, where there is no risk, where I choose my clients to take to my bed, to my place, from the internet or from the bar. That is the proper way to prostitute oneself. When one becomes a prostitute, that is a heart condition. That is something that one chooses to do because society forces them without any other alternative. When that happens, the society itself says that place is your place to be a prostitute, like a career, to become rich, to become happy, for your family to be happy, to thrive, to have friends. Because you're a member of a nation, you can be happy, you can do whatever you want. That's what it's like to be a Mexican national. Now, I have poverty here, and I have, I don't know, like jealous, angry USA citizens who are going to prison for the rest of their lives, I guess, or for some many years. They're just bitter, angry, trying to film me as if I were somebody here that is, as if I were soliciting. When I'm out there in my wheelchair, I'm not soliciting. I'm really only waiting until my son says, okay, let's go to Mexico now so that I can start my life there. If I were to become a prostitute when I cross the border, the Mexican border, I would have my own marketing. That would not be me pushing a wheelchair around, nor, being seen distraught and angry because the ones are provoking me here to be angry at them. I mean, it's just a very um, offensive manner that they have of um, propelling me onto the screen to let the world know that if I ever become a prostitute, that could only happen across the border in Mexico, where I have not been. I have never ever prostituted myself here in USA because in 1998, 1999, I decided to be smart about living and not do anything that breaks the law. It's so simple. Neither for me nor for my son. I could never choose that myself. So his dad's head was hurt. That was schizophrenia doing that. I didn't choose that. What other terror encounters I had with individuals 10 years ago. 10 years ago is the last time that they scared me with their offensive, unfriendly telepathy into being with someone that is disgusting to me, despicable. Only 10 years ago, they terrorized me into that conduct. I could never, on my own, choose to behave like a prostitute here, ever. Because that is not my thinking. That is not my mind. That is not my plan. That is not in my heart. So that's why I was even saying, I'm like, Taylor, are you, where maybe Taylor will appear again to corroborate my story? I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, I care myself that I'm sick and tired of one's how from houses here. There are voices as if they're provoking me to go attack them, like go shoot at them or throw stones at them. Well, already a year ago, almost, yeah, a year ago, the sheriffs were called here. 4 units of sheriffs were called here to the street. And whatever they're up to, already they told me don't think about going to up to any houses around to try to find them or confront them or anything, because they are dangerous and people are crazy nowadays. And he said maybe long ago we could go up to people's doors and like be more casually friendly. He said, but nowadays you just keep to yourself. So, because whatever they're up to in the houses around, the sheriffs already are aware. The police are already aware. I don't have any authority myself, nor any desire to get myself into any trouble. Like I said, only 10 years ago, they terrorized me into, I don't know, somebody's house with some intimate contact happened that I despised, that was disgusting to me, that was horrible. I tried to forget. And for some reason, they won't let go of the idea that they could terrorize me again into an intimate act that is not in my heart, that I could never think for myself to do. They really have to give up. They really got to give up. It's already been 10 years. I was dating Taylor at that time when they terrorized me being near someone. I was trying to date Taylor, and I was writing to Michael, and we went with Taylor to visit Michael, who was in prison. I was writing to him because I had been in prison myself in 2015. That's how I greeted Michael on the jail bus. We were both going to court, and when we go to court, they put males and females together on the bus. So I got out of jail, and I was talking to Michael at the county jail downtown, and I was talking to his mom here, and they were, unfriendly terrorists, and so I was like, I don't know, I was like, I gotta like cling on to someone, like be with someone, but it was not something that I wanted to do. And so that's why when afterwards, when I gave in to the terror, and then Michael was like, oh no, like you're being like a slut. And then I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? The terrorists tell me I'm supposed to be a slut, and then the actual people that I talk with, like a male or two, you guys tell me not to give in to the terror. So I listened to Michael. It was like 10 years ago. I was like, well, I'm not putting up with now this guy in jail. It thinks that he's looking down on me because I'm fearful enough to let myself go into somebody's house that has been pressuring me all these years and terrorizing me. They're disgusting. How can they be happy relying on terror to force somebody to be with them? That is really despicable of them. So anyway, I listened to Michael in 2016 when we went to visit him at the county jail, and I have not had any intimate contact with anybody else that is to do with any business or any terror. I'm a family woman. I just keep to myself. Whatever affection between my son or myself when he's become an adult is not anybody's business. But anyway, we don't believe in that. And so, like I've said many times here, I already said we're two single adults who are not incestuous with one another. It would be great to have a different place to live, really, where the neighbors aren't constantly not giving up on trying to make me break the law or make me be with somebody that I hate. Yeah, the pressure is this extreme. Unfortunately, it's Thursday in the morning.